Hey, I'm John-Marc and welcome to today's lesson on teaching you how to draw cartoons. Well, today is Friday and we have that surprise mystery pop art. Well, if you're looking in the background, you're going to see little Loki. That's our little surprise pop art character that we're going to be learning to be actually finishing up, not drawing, because I did step 1 and step 2. And I'm on my third step to finalize the detail to it. So come along and watch me do it, and I'm going to teach you some tips and tricks while you're watching and hearing me enjoy myself doing some artwork, which I love doing art. So again, I'm going to have my little Cookie Monster glove on. I'm working with my stylus here. I have my little laptop here that basically just helping me to move some of the techniques if I need to undo or rotate. I have my little rotating thing for my Wacom. Anyways, so let's begin the lesson. So as we've been listening from the past video lessons from this pop art, I've always said, where should we start? Of course, we're going to start on his nose. All right, so let's begin. And the first thing I'm going to do is his nose. And as you can see here, this is the third step of finishing up this little drawing. So what I did is I have the layer number 1, very rough. I built all the shape. On another video, you're going to see step 1, step 2, and this third final step. So you can kind of see the composition, finishing up the technique that I do. I've learned this from many teachers and places in all the years I've been working at. It's another way of sharing my knowledge that I've gotten by many other artists and sharing techniques and tips. But one of the best thing is when you're learning from the masters that they've been doing this for years, and I want to make sure that I can pass their knowledge around, because some of them are no longer living. They've been that old. They've been around for years. Anyways, all right, getting back to the picture. So now I'm just going to finish up some of the techniques. And I'm just lightly going over, and why I like this to do this way, having a layer, so if I don't like something, I can easily undo it. And then if I bring it into Illustrator, which this actually was completed in Illustrator and colored in Photoshop. All right, working on the eyes. This is very stylized, I made. It's not like a typical comic book character, but I started, the first one was Spider-Man, and then when I went to some of the Comic-Cons, some of the folks there and the kids and they're like, fans are like, hey, can you do this character, can you do this one, and so forth. And then 30 odd ones left over. I'm here today finishing up Loki. This I did about 3 years ago. This one, Loki, he's 3 years old actually. Anyway, so, and I always keep the round head, the round, kind of like a pop art. Very simple. I have like, what you can see here, what I do at times is, you might be not to see too much, but I have like an action line that I put down here first. So sometimes I put like a straight line here to get me the pose that I want to have, and the little stick here. All right, let's finish up his helmet. He's a cool character. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Or is he both? Or it depends on what type of mood he's in. It's kind of funny. He's kind of a fun character. So I'm coming back, and as you can see here, I'm rotating and making it easy for my hand to rotate. And the glove here is to make it easier to glide over the stylus so it doesn't get sticky, because your hand kind of gets warm because it's lit up by the digital monitor. And I'm just going over the area where I had my blue lines, but I might go and change them just a slightly here and there, or I might just basically just follow that same line. Let's do some little shading in here. That's the inside of his helmet right there. All right, that's looking good. Let's start working on his clothing, on his armor. Kind of like when I look at these characters and when I have to make some of the elements, I might look through some old comic books or previous movies. In this case, this was a movie one just recently, and I kind of mimic somewhat of the style of the costume, and I take liberty in some areas as well. See, that's being an artist. You can be really creative. So this one probably took me maybe 3 or 4 sketches first to get down to where I am with how he is looking right now. It's not like the first sketch that I came down. I said, oh yeah, that's Loki right there. Sometimes you might take several sketches, and that's the reason why I'm showing these videos. Is it's not every time when you're seeing the final one of this that I just created right now. It may, not may, 100% all the time. It never happened this way. I'm like, draw, perfect. No, doesn't happen that way. So sometimes I have to recreate, take another piece of paper, restructure the helmet, but maybe like the body, and then take 2 or 3 pieces of paper that I created and merge them together to do the final drawing that I like. So it's not like you're going to jump into it. And I still do that with all the years of my experience. It's just something I just want to make sure you guys share. It's like, how did he do that? Did he do that in 5 minutes or 10 minutes? No. It's a little sketching and looking around and changing the body pose, or even the outfit. You might have had it one way and then changed. I don't remember. This was 3 years ago when I did this one. But I keep all the original sketches still. And the reason I do that is so I may want to use something for another element for one of the other pop arts. So practicing, I try to do at least a couple hours of drawing a day. Well, I can. You might not be able to. But out of my career, being an artist, you always are drawing and learning all the time. I can see myself growing as an artist daily, as well as I did as a little kid. Anyways, I enjoyed drawing. I remember some of the times in first grade, my first grade teacher, her name was Mrs. Foot. Yeah, Foot, F-O-O-T. That was her name. And some of the cartoons, some of the artwork, should I say, but it happened to be cartoons too, actually, was Snoopy. He was one of my first ones I started to mimic and draw him constantly, all the time. The comics. Alright, so here we go with this little drawing right here. Right now I'm just about done. As you can see here, the layout here, you'll see very simple how I did, but this is a lot of time that I took into it. It's not like 5 minutes again. I want on all my pop arts. They're not like I'll just knock them out. And by the way, I have like maybe 15 incomplete pop art. That's right. I started them, but I'm not even complete with them. I'm actually starting Doctor Strange right now, and he's almost done. And I have to still tweak him a little. I'm not happy with his body pose, so I'm going to evaluate that, come back to it, and check it out then. Yeah, but I have a lot of other ones that been started, but I have not completed. So I want to make sure I do that before this year ends, so I can have that all in my portfolio and share with you guys. Alright, just about done. This one was a pretty simple one to finish up and everything. Not that hard, not a lot of detail. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this or seeing what I'm doing. So the step here is, this is the final step. And even though this is the final step here, I even might take it even further and tighter, or change things, as you can see with the color version that I'll add on the screen, so you can see that one too. That's his little staff there. I gotta get that. That's kind of a cool thing. Alright, so as you can see here, this was the final step. So what I did, again, to recap, I have step 1 really loose, step 2 getting it a little bit more, molding it together, and like the third step kind of like knocking out the line so I can actually see where I actually like the shape or the technique that I had created out of this stuff. And I can still change it even after that step when I do the final inking and coloring. So I hope you enjoy this video, and make sure, if you haven't seen the other pop videos, subscribe to my video series and you can actually see all the other ones right now. Anyways, I want to say thanks for checking out this video and have a great day.